If fuel prices stay this high through 2026, does it change which aircraft is actually the smartest one to fly in? I have a wonderful answer for this. Carson, your idea. Can GPS jamming or spoofing hurt you if you're flight training? The question was, with Middle East airspace almost closed entirely right now, does a war like this actually affect pilot jobs and hiring pipelines in the U.S.?
Welcome to the Aviation Mentors Podcast, the podcast that takes your dreams of flight and turns it into reality.
Sponsored by Strass Financial, financing your flight training.
For pilots, by pilots. I'm Brandon Martini, a commercial pilot and flight instructor.
And I'm Carson Vasquez, I'm a private pilot.
Whether you're a seasoned pilot or beginner with dreams of flight,
Aviation Mentors is your source for expert insights, industry trends, and inspiring stories.
So fasten your seatbelts and prepare for this incredible journey through the skies.
And stay connected with us on social media for exclusive content.
And visit our website at www.aviationmentors.com and let us be your co-pilot on this adventure.
Welcome back, everybody, to another awesome and, of course, amazing episode of the Aviation Mentors Podcast. Thank you so much for joining us today. Today, Carson, what shall we speak about today?
It's usually a good thing to talk about aviation on this podcast.
I think we should do that too. Yeah. And today we're going to talk about war and conflict. I know we did that story a couple episodes ago, which was absolutely wild. We did talk about...
It's gotten crazier.
Yeah, I know. And we did talk about what oil prices do when oil's shut down from the Strait of Hormuz to our pocketbooks when that's an old-timey term. Carson probably doesn't even know what it means. What pocketbook means?
Yeah, it's like a little checkbook.
It is. Wow. Do you know what a checkbook is? Do you have one?
I do. I have one.
Have you ever written in the checkbook?
I have a nice little leather one when I go to the grocery store, actually. No, I don't have a checkbook. I just have a stack of checks.
Stack of checks. All right. Well, we want to talk about other things regarding how wars impact us around the world. I mean, just the Ukrainian war kind of did certain things for us as well. I mean, there was more problems with Russia, and our fuel prices went up after that happened because now Russia couldn't buy from almost anybody else.
Didn't we have low fuel prices during COVID?
Yeah, no one
imagining that.
No, they went below zero. Below zero. Barrel of gas or barrel of oil was people were having to the places making it were having to pay people to take the gas.
That can't be true.
It's true.
Prove it.
Brandon was able to pull it up, and was Brandon right? I only thought it went like $5.
No, this went negative at the lowest, negative $37.63 per barrel.
And that's the West Texas Intermediate crude oil, the U.S. benchmark.
Yeah.
And the world benchmark, which is Brent crude, did not go negative.
But it did go pretty damn low at $9.12 per barrel.
Per barrel. Just so everybody knows, today it's like over 100.
You know, the goal is around $80.
Is it?
Yeah.
Not the goal?
That's the goal.
Well, negative 37.63. Should have bought oil at those prices.
You should have sold oil at those prices.
Ugh.
I should have bought it, held on it, and sold it. So
correct. There you go.
I really wish I was hoarding oil, which I'm sure is illegal in California. Collecting water.
I guarantee. Collecting water is even illegal.
But there's a lot of impacts that you see. The biggest one that you see right away, the price that you pay just to get to the airport, and the price to leave the airport. Right? You're paying for fuel already in your car, then you're paying for avgas, and avgas prices reportedly have doubled since the Iran conflict started. And I think one of the good questions, and we kind of touched on this in the last episode, is how do I budget for flight training when fuel costs are kind of volatile right now? And I think the best course of action is really to just go into it knowing that the price of training from the start to finish is going to change. No matter what. Flight training takes around 2 to 3 years on average to go all the way through. And I can tell you from the start of flight training, it was when I first started it in 2020. So I picked a good time, I guess.
I guess so.
It was around $10,000 for a private pilot. And I know now it's doubled. Right, and that's over 6 years. But by the end of it, it was already $15,000. So that was like the average cost. I remember I was telling students, because I was working at the front desk at the time, when I started, about $10,000. And when I finished my private pilot, it took me about 8 months, I think, to finish. I was telling students it's around 12 to 15. and now it's 15 to 20. And most of it's, like we talked about in the last episode, was the price of parts is a huge thing, but the price of fuel and these fuel surcharges that are getting added on. So how do you really plan for it when you know? Like, aside from having a little bit of overage.
That's the only way to plan for it. Pretend it's going to cost you 20% more than you get quoted. If somebody tells you it's 50 grand, it's 60.
Yeah. I mean, in one way or another, the price can increase, or you're also going to need more time in certain areas. So just setting aside exactly 15 or exactly $20,000 for one rating is not doable anymore. You have to set aside more or plan for the end of your flight training when you have all these extra fees, you have a check ride fee, and you have all these extra hours that you're going to add on, not to mention time building.
There's a couple of them that you could pretty much be dead set on, though. That's
Instrument rating is
No, not instrument rating.
no.
No, instrument rating is not, because you have to do a bunch of time building, and some people will be able to get the technical skills a lot faster than others.
I figure sim time is
And talking, especially
maxing
in
out
like
sim
a
time.
well, yeah, you could max out sim time, you can do things like that, but no, you're not gonna. That's not a rating where you could say, I'm definitely gonna get it done on this amount of money. The only one that works that way, I guess there's maybe 4 technically. But the one that is pretty dead on almost every single time, and that's multi-engine training,
Yeah, I mean those packages are set.
are pretty set. I mean,
I mean,
it's generally
especially
gonna
the
take you
extra technical
10
ones.
10 hours every single time, and you can just bank on that happening. You need your check ride after that. You can you can get an easy estimate on that. Another one is possibly CFI training. If you are in a program for CFIs, generally it will go through pretty good. But there are some CFI programs that they build in like problems for you. Probably not on purpose, but I know some CFI like academies. I don't know the names of them, and I'm not quoting one of the names. So whoever owns CFI Academy, I'm not talking about you because I'm sure somebody owns that.
Academies for CFI.
Yeah, it's just academies for CFIs. Some of those programs actually bake in, like, they don't have DPs, so you're actually there for 2 weeks instead of 1 week, and things like that, and they can really make overages go straight over, especially if you have a family or you have another career or something.
Or you're traveling for your program.
Yeah, or you're traveling. That's what I mean. You're traveling for the program. There's a lot of people that do that. Outside of that, CFII, generally, as long as you're a competent pilot, you can do that. MEI, almost always. I mean, the multi stuff you can pretty much do. Same thing with add-on ratings. Like, I did my multi-C. It was exactly the price they told me it was gonna be. Did my single engine C, exactly the price they told me it was gonna be. Uh, I would even argue if I did a glider, it would probably be fairly close, but that's also because I have a lot of hours as a pilot. So,
What about endorsements? Tailwheel, complex, high performance.
I would say complex and high performance, pretty much dead on, both of those. Tailwheel, that's a curveball. Some people get
think
it
so?
right away, some people don't,
I've seen most people take around 10 hours.
but most people get around 10 hours.
How long did you take? 20? You're above average.
I think I actually took like 15 hours.
Well, you also own the plane, so
Yeah,
that helped a little bit.
did help.
You still have that 120?
I still have the 120. I just don't
We
fly it
haven't
now.
talked about it forever.
I know. I still haven't flown it. It's an annual and everything right now. I did taxi it around maybe a month ago.
We both fit in it.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure weight and balance would work. We have to double check it, but almost certain.
Can you teach me how to fly it? I'd love to go take it up.
I need to get more proficient first.
That'd be
Yeah.
it.
I'm competent, but not proficient. By the way, guys, that is a prime example. If one of your friends like, oh, can you teach me how to go fly this? And you're not competent to do that, you need
But
to
you
say
said
that you're not
you said
competent.
no, which is, I mean, one of the things I always bring up is everyone's got a different personality, and when it comes to aviation and training, you and your CFI can be buddy buddies out of the plane. But in the plane, like Brandon and I, we don't mess around at all. I don't think we say a single joke. It is business all the way through, unless we're in cruise and everything's going well. But that kind of just differentiation is huge and important, especially when you're training with friends or flying with friends. And that was a perfect example of it.
Absolutely. And I know we started off talking about this is going to be about war, conflict, and aviation now that all puts together, and we haven't talked about it yet. But this next question we are going to talk about uh, is the following. With Middle East airspace almost closed entirely right now, how does a war like this actually affect pilot jobs and hiring pipelines in the US? I will say the two are not correlated completely, almost at all, really. And if you were watching us on YouTube in the beginning of this or one of the other streaming partners, you would have noticed Brandon's head, which is me, was straight down for a little while. And in reality, I was looking up that on FlightAware, there was this big gaping hole in the middle of the Middle East over Iran and Iraq. And that's because of the war going on there. So that's actually causing all of our prices to go up a little bit because, especially with the fuel prices going up, it is very expensive. I'm going to Europe in about a week and a half. And the prices when I booked it and the prices now are like doubled. It's unbelievable. Wow. Unbelievable. The question was, with Middle East airspace almost closed entirely right now, does a war like this actually affect pilot jobs and hiring pipelines in the US? I would say no, generally, like I was saying earlier, but possibly for one reason. If oil prices continue going up and they stay this high, it's going to make our economy suffer and people will not fly. If people are not flying, then we don't need as many pilots.
Yeah, I think same thing happened during COVID.
It's the same thing that happened during COVID. Just supply and demand.
I think that it does affect the hiring pipeline of U.S. pilots to places like Emirates.
That's over with. But that doesn't really happen that much. Most US based pilots don't.
That ship's already sailed. That plane's
Yeah.
already taken off.
Plane's already taken off. Yeah. That's not happening as much as it used to.
You know what time it is, Carson?
Time's up, Brandon.
It's time to talk about one of our favorite companies.
Which company would that be?
Aviation Mentors is excited to be sponsored by the one and only Stratus Financial, dedicated to supporting the next generation of future aviators.
You know, Stratus Financial really understands the financial challenges that students face in pursuing their aviation dreams. That's why they offer student loans specifically tailored to aspiring pilots.
With competitive rates and flexible repayment plans, Stratus Financial helps take your aviation education to new heights.
So go visit their website today at www.stratus.finance. Just to be clear, that is not .com, it's .finance. And embark on your journey towards a sky full of possibilities.
Carson, it's time to get back to what we do best.
The show.
The show.
At what point does a sustained fuel price spike actually threaten the financial survival of smaller flight schools?
It's a good question. And I think it comes down to the pipeline of students that school already has. I think new people coming into the space are going to be a little bit more scared off by the prices when it has a $20, $40, $60 fuel surcharge attached to it. Right? You know, fuel goes up to $10 a gallon just for cars. How's that going to look for a fuel surcharge at a flight school? Right? We're not seeing the $2 increase anymore. If we're seeing a $10 increase, and I think that's going to scare people off.
I don't think $10 is going to frighten anybody. I don't think 20 would. I think that $40 will frighten someone because now it's like 20 to 25% increase per hour that you're flying.
Well, you had the flight school when you had to implement a fuel surcharge for the first time ever.
Didn't affect it whatsoever.
And how much was that fuel surcharge?
In the beginning, it was like $10 and it went up to 16.
Yeah, just to match what's going on. But pair that with the actual living costs that everyone else already is facing. And, you know, everything depends on oil, manufacturing, shipping, and it's all passed on to the consumer.
If you're a smaller flight school, it's going to be tougher with a lot higher prices.
Yes,
People aren't going to be able to afford it.
Yeah, I mean, most people going for 0 to hero are going to pick a bigger school that already has the students, and the small flight schools are going to suffer.
Yep. I think the next question is a really, really, really important one. If fuel prices stay this high through 2026, does it change which aircraft is actually the smartest one to fly in? I have a wonderful answer for this. Carson, your idea.
I was thinking a glider would be a good thing to
A
start
glider would be
with.
fantastic as long as you
Fly.
can get launched off the ground.
Yeah. Just have a 182, pull it, drop it back off, and
Probably
everything in between
182
is
is flying.
everything in
That
between.
uses gas.
Yeah, but they're not flying the whole time,
I guess so.
just up and down.
All right. What is an
Uh,
actually smarter way is to go fly a light sport or something like a sling or something like an Invictor or a Bristol
Aren't a lot more things considered light sport now?
or an RV-12. Well, technically, yes, with Mosaic. But
An original light sport?
yeah, fly an original light sport that has a Rotax engine. Go fly something that has a Rotax engine.
I mean, how much does it cost to fly your
For the Icon,
the Icon?
I get like 4 gallons an hour.
4 gallons an hour,
Yeah, but I don't
as
fly that
opposed
fast.
to
8 to 10.
8 to 10, or if you're flying multi, double that. What
Yeah.
about a multi? What about multis that are a little bit easier on the fuel?
Uh, Tecnam.
Isn't that Rotax?
Tecnam uses Rotax.
So anything with the Rotax is good.
Yeah, if you go fly Continental or
Or
Lycoming,
it's gonna be
you're gonna be burning a lot more fuel. Rotax is gonna get an increase in airplane orders if these fuel prices stay up, big time. The problem is the older light sports with Rotax engines, they had to meet original light sport requirements, which meant they couldn't be that heavy and you couldn't take that many people and you couldn't fly in it if you were bigger than a certain size, things
What
like
was the
that.
light sport that that you had bought?
In a Vector Harmony.
The Harmony. That was a pretty great plane,
It
actually.
was a good plane, yeah.
It was had a stick. It was fun.
It was a fun plane to fly for sure.
I had no issues. I got checked out in it. I flew it a couple times. It was a blast. I mean, it did everything you need to, and
The only problem is it was slow. But when you're learning, slow is fine.
that doesn't matter. I mean, it's all about the mission, right? My mission is just to go putt around and have fun, go local. I'm not trying to do a cross country with 80 miles an hour.
Exactly. Next thing I want to talk about is what can GPS jamming or spoofing hurt you if you're flight training? In the Middle East, they're doing it a lot. And as a student pilot, do I actually need to know what it is? And the answer is absolutely yes, especially if you're flying in Southern California or other places around the US that practice GPS spoofing or jamming. I know I've flown to Vegas several times and my GPS has been jammed, and it's because they're doing some type of testing. They want to make sure that their GPS spoofing and jamming is working. When yeah, and by the way, when I tried to pull up FlightAware a few minutes ago, I I was gonna show everybody this actually, but there was a plane that instead of, like, flying like this or something or, like, going to VOR, it was, like, up and then, like, straight down, and that was their line, and that's because of jamming and spoofing. We're even seeing it happen to, like, transponder signals because, "Oh, the plane was here? No, it wasn't. It was actually here," and it's, like, making all the planes look like they're in random different spots.
I mean, I think overall the biggest hack in this, or biggest threat in this area, is a hack. Someone hacked into control systems that our ATC uses.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a well-known and well-documented risk. So it's another good reason to carry paper maps, right, Brandon?
Sometimes.
Brandon likes to fight me on this issue. I like to
Yeah.
be prepared.
But did you know that GPS interference events have increased 200% since 2021?
Can you define a GPS interference event?
Kind of. I mean, it's one where you'll have a GPS loss of RAM or loss of complete signal, just like I was talking about with the spoofing and the jamming.
I haven't flown enough and relied on GPS enough for this to be
Your
one of my
iPad
biggest
will
concerns.
not be working in the sky.
Sorry, on a plane. On the iPad. I think this isn't
iPad will
affecting
even
it.
stop. Yeah,
Interesting. I wasn't aware of this.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, if it gets really bad, it can affect your cars. It can affect everything.
I mean,
Typically, they only aim it at the sky.
what should a student pilot be doing?
Uh, Make sure that you have the charts downloaded on your EFB or carry paper charts if it's a place that you fly all the time. That's really the only way.
So look outside.
Look outside. Cool. Well, I would like to finish off with say one more question. Let's talk about this one. What do you think?
Interesting. I didn't know about that either. So the U.S. Air Force is offering up to $35,000 a year in retention bonuses to keep pilots from leaving for airlines, which, as we know, is a well-documented pipeline of Air Force or Army pilots
Back in the
going
day.
back in my day, going to the airlines. And what does that number tell us about the state of the pilot market right now?
Well, the Air Force needs more pilots. That's what's telling. That's and it's not 35,000 a year in pay. It's in retention bonuses
on top
and
of pay.
on top of pay, and the pay is
Annually.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're having to compete with airlines, so of course they're having to pay these pilots more money than they would make at the airlines if they want to keep them.
And they already paid.
The only bonus is, well, they're flying really cool planes like F-15s, F-16s, F-35s, things like that. I mean, they're flying really cool
The
planes.
big boys are awesome to fly.
Yeah, I mean, or
Yeah, we have a couple of KC-135s locally at March.
a whole bunch of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So those are some really cool things I would I would look at. If you wanted to become a pilot, military might be the way to go. But unfortunately, you might be in a conflict place. And a lot of people think it's like air show, cool military air show stuff. Well, the military is there to be a military and fight. So you might be forced to do that. So if that's kind of against your credo, or
It's not fun games just to get to the point where you're flying airplanes either.
yeah, it's you'll
They
fly the
let you
airplane.
right in.
Yeah, and it's difficult. But it could be worth it if you're already in that industry or you like to be in that industry and that's what you want to fly. You can make a lot of money as well doing that
I
rather
think we
than
have an episode where we're talking to was an A10 pilot.
yeah, we did talk
Yeah.
pilot. That was
And
cool.
you could see the joy in his face the entire time when they were just talking about
Yep, you go.
everything they do, and that's why I love the warbird section.
I know it's fun.
Is all these military pilots love to talk about it more than just a normal pilot does.
Absolutely.
They're flying the cool stuff.
Definitely. Cool. Well, I think we're going to wrap it there. Make sure that you see us at Aero Summit on May 20th through 22nd at the JW Marriott Turnberry in Aventura, Florida. If you would like to reach us, reach out to us on our emails or our LinkedIn. We'd prefer it on our LinkedIn. Look for the best looking Brandon and Carson that you'll see on there. Don't forget to hit like, follow, subscribe, share, all the things you're supposed to do on social media and YouTube. It really helps us grow the aviation community as well as help the podcast. So we really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone. As wrap up for the day, remember, here to guide you in the aviation journey. So fly safe and enjoy the ride.